Hey, it's Sunday in the park, and walking down the top side. At the very top, ran into John Virgin, who's a fantastic composer and piano player, and actually worked on the last project I will have done on stage, and who knows how long it's going to be. The Mini Musical Festival, so nice to run into him. But I have a feeling we're going to have to stop and start a lot on this one because there's a lot of people in the park today. And today I thought I would tell you a little story, a couple stories about being a clutch player in theater. And I consider myself to be one. You know, if things go wrong, I'm the person that can kind of jump in and kind of fix things. First story I'd tell you, I'm doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's the Northwest Children's Theater, and I'm playing, of course, Grandpa Joe because I'm old. And the second act of the show is when, at the very beginning of the second act, Willy Wonka comes out and demands the golden tickets from the kids so that they can go in and be traumatized. That's really Roald Dahl right there. But one particular performance, I'm out there, and the kid who's playing Charlie kind of turns to me and says, it's kind of whispers as we're standing in the big group of people in front waiting for Willy Wonka. And of course, he's Charlie, so he's the last person that gets asked for his ticket. So we're standing there in the crowd, and he just whispers over to me, I don't have the magic ticket. I don't have the golden ticket. And he's panicked and frozen. And I'm like, oh God, what do we do? So I turn, and it's a young lady who's playing in the chorus there, teenage kid. And I turn to her, Annie, who will always be my champion. I just turn to her and I go, in just sotto voce, just off the side of my mouth, I go, hey, Annie, you are going to walk off the stage right now. You are going to find a golden ticket. You are going to run to the other side of the stage and thrust it through the curtain. I'm going to walk over into that position about right now. And we made our cross across the stage to the other side of the stage. And lo and behold, some tense moments go by. Willy Wonka, who is unaware that any of this has happened, John Ellingston, excellent man. And he says, Charlie, I'd like to see your golden ticket now. And just in that moment, Annie came through, clutch play, hands the golden ticket into my hand, and I go, well, I've got it right here. And we move on with the scene as if nothing has gone wrong, except for John, of course, was very confused as to why I had the ticket and not Charlie. But the play was able to continue. And that's being a clutch player in theater. There's just many things that can go wrong, you know. And, you know, the old adage is very, very much true. If your button pops off your costume and is laying in the middle of the stage, if you don't pick it up, then the audience will stare at that button throughout the entire act and not pay any attention to what you are doing. And so I'm the first person that goes over and picks up that button, makes some excuse for it, puts it in my pocket. But my biggest moment of clutch acting in a play was not me. It's my very dear friend, James Lawrence. And we're actually getting to the position in the park where this event actually happens. So I'm kind of padding right now. But you make some of your best friends in college. And in college theater, for me, I was out at Mount Hood Community College. And it was a weird year back then because Reagan had cut the student loan programs. And so there are a number of us who should have gone to actually good schools. But yet, no, we all had to go to Mount Hood Community College, which meant that the group of people that I worked with out there were kind of high and above the group of people that would have been out there had the student loan program not been completely cut by the Reagan administration. Here's a beautiful car. Look at this. Look at that beautiful car. I hope I got that. Anyway, as I said, I'm kind of padding as we're getting over to the Lava Dome over here now. This takes us way back. This story takes us way back to about 1985, maybe. We maybe just gotten out of college, or we're still in college, but at one point or another, some friends and I decided, hey, there's no reason at all why we can't just make up a play and put it on in the park. We're young, we don't know anything about licenses, and you know what, back then it wasn't a deal anyway. You just showed up, made a couple of handmade signs, and the kids in the park gravitated over to you. You passed the hat, and we all had a tremendously good time. Well, once what we did is I'd written this play, Al and the Magic Lamp, which was kind of a modern day telling of Aladdin and the Magic Lamp. And we're putting this on for the kids, and one of the venues was this Lava Dome that we're walking over to over here, which has kind of a stage on it. As I'd mentioned in other videos, Mount Tabor is an active volcano, and so it just adds a little bit more danger and excitement to the beauty of it all out here, is that, you know, someday this volcano might explode, but I don't think it's going to happen today. But that's what they'll say on the day it does. So, hey, but we're getting down over here. I know this area is generally really crowded, so this might be tough for me to tell the story as I get down here, but here we go. And here is that lovely stage over there, completely made of stone. And lots of people kind of social distancing, picnicking out here today, but I need to stand up here and I'll tell you this story. So we're doing Al and the Magic Lamp, and we've got a lamp, and it's all beautiful glass lamp that we've painted to look correct. And we got a ton of kids, well, not a ton, but a few dozen kids out here in this lawn area over here. And I get up on that stage over there, and in the very first moment, I say my first couple of lines, and I get the lamp, and as soon as I get the lamp, I go, well, what is this thing? And I set it down too hard on that stone surface over there, and it shatters to 1,000,000 billion pieces. And the audience, even the kids, gasp, oh no, that wasn't supposed to happen. And yet it did. And here comes the clutch play. James Lawrence, who's playing the genie, is backstage, and as soon as it happens, there's no more than a 5-second gap before he just lets out this bellow. He's a big guy, and he can make a loud noise. He just bellows, oh no! And thankfully part of the lamp was still intact. The upper kind of part of the lamp stayed together. And in this 5-second, 10-second moment, this actor, James Lawrence, has decided he has found a big giant stick that he can pull up off of one of these lawns out here, puts it underneath his arm like a crutch, makes a sling out of something that he's found backstage, and comes hobbling onto the stage and says to me, "What have you done to my house?" And after we laughed out loud in front of the audience in that moment, we continued on. We're able to get through the show. But to me, greatest clutch play in theater history happened in that moment. I mean, how would we proceed without a lamp doing Aladdin and the Magic Lamp? But this is one of the reasons why live theater is just so awesome, is that, you know, on film, you just cut and go get another lamp. Theater, you better figure out what you're gonna do and say. And hopefully, you can do that in such a seamless way that the audience wouldn't even know. But the audience knew. And that's my story of the day.